they didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen when the shit hit 2000. And the world's gonna blow up. Ah! Somebody please help us. Why we God let computers be made? Oh, I knew we should have been living off the land, Linda. Damn.
In the 1950s, tension was growing between two global powers, the United States and the Soviet Union. Each side
dick measuring contest. Man, put your dick in your pants. Quit eating kids too, man. Goddamn. Y'all niggas weird, bro. I ain't gonna lie. And we back with another video, man. BryceDaBadger back with another one for you today, tonight, wherever you at, dog. And tonight, wherever you at, I got disturbing events that almost ended the world. What? Oh my God. Oh my God. And it's from VIDEOOO. I ain't even got to say too much, bro. The title speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? Speaks for itself. Let's go ahead and get into it, bro. Almost ended
You had
humanity.
friends who were building safe spaces for nuclear fallout in their backyards. They were stockpiling rations. They were stockpiling water.
Y2K is the first end-of-the-world prophecy in history where something will definitely happen on the predicted date, and you don't have to have religion to believe.
Up to maybe 60
He
to
said
70%
something
of the
would
population
definitely
died,
happen.
which
That's
is
crazy.
massive. It's absolutely bonkers.
The Soviet colonel who famously
cut that
saved
down
the
a
world
little bit
from
for y'all.
nuclear war has passed away.
That's cool.
Hollywood movies about the end of the world sometimes aren't fiction. Humanity has come close to extinction many times, and most people have no idea. In this
That's a
video, we'll
fact.
explore disturbing events that almost ended humanity. From deadly plagues to malfunctioning weapons, we'll relive all the
I heard a
terrifying
couple
moments
stories.
that nearly wiped us out. So I want to thank you guys because we hit 1.5 million subscribers.
W.
The new goal is 2.5 million.
I've
by
been,
the end of
bro,
2026.
channels like
It is
these
an
get me
absolutely
through my
crazy
work
goal,
day,
so it
bro.
would mean the world if you subscribe, and I will do my very best to put out the best
Real
videos
shit.
I possibly can for you. I'm VIDEOOO, and you are awesome.
Oh man,
Today,
you
the world
awesome,
almost
man.
exploded. In
Exploded.
1961, the world nearly ended because a secret military operation went wrong. The operation was meant to keep people safe, but when it backfired, it almost caused the disaster it was meant to prevent.
Midway through the 20th century, two superpowers prepared for a conflict which might have ended life on the planet.
Here's how it happened.
Damn.
In the 1950s, tension was growing between two global powers, the United States and the Soviet Union. Each side
Dick measuring contest. Man, put your dick in your pants. Quit eating kids too, man. Goddamn. Y'all niggas weird, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
feared the other would strike first. To intimidate one another, both nations built extremely powerful nuclear weapons. But instead of creating peace, those weapons created paranoia. American leaders feared a surprise attack at any moment. They wanted a way to respond instantly if war broke out. So the military came up with a way to stay prepared at all times. But it was a dangerous plan. They decided to put nuclear bombs on planes and keep those planes flying 24 hours a day.
That's stupid as shit. Who the fuck came up with that idea, bro? Let's be real. Who came up with that idea, bro? That idea is one of the worst ideas I've ever heard of, bro. You telling me there's a nigga, because this is old. Y'all ain't have AI back in the day. Y'all ain't had no drones for real. Maybe I did. I don't know. But listen, come on, bro. Somebody is flying around 24 hours a day with bombs attached to themselves. Bombs. Whole ass bombs. Do you understand that this nigga's ass was clenched the entire time that he is flying this plane, this jet, whatever it is? 24 hours. Check. 24 hours. Do you think you can do 24 hours of ass clenching while you riding around with 3 atomic bombs attached to your jet? Nigga, this is watch your jet in a whole different a whole different meaning, bruh. This is nuts. Why would I want to do this? How much would you get paid to do this, bruh? Because like I said, I don't think they had AI good enough to do this whenever this happened, dog. I don't think it had to have been a drone or something, right? There's no way you paying somebody to fly around for 24 hours.
America had a dozen
With
B-52s
bombs
in the air
attached
at
to 'em.
all times, ready to strike the Soviet Union at a moment's notice.
If war started,
That's a nigga. That was a nigga. That was a man.
the bombers would already be in the air. All they would need was the order to attack. The planes could even refuel mid-air, allowing them to stay
That's so
airborne for
crazy
hours.
and so
But
stupid.
The strategy came with a huge risk. If one of those planes crashed, the nuclear bombs would crash with
Right.
it, and that would be devastating. In 1961, that nightmare scenario became real.
No.
On January 24th that year, a plane took off from an Air Force base in North Carolina. It was carrying
Oh,
two
yeah, I
nuclear
heard about-
bombs.
yeah.
Each one had the explosive power of 3.8 million tons of dynamite. The flight began
Insane.
without trouble. Then the crew noticed a serious issue.
They had this huge fuel leak. They lost 19 tons of fuel in 2 minutes. Something was really bad wrong with that thing.
Fuel was pouring out of the plane. Without fuel, the aircraft would fall from the sky. And with 2 nuclear bombs on board, a crash would be catastrophic.
The plane was ordered to return to Seymour Johnson for an emergency landing. When the aircraft had descended to about 10,000 feet, the pilots were unable to control it in steady flight.
The pilot flew as fast as he could, but it wasn't fast enough. The fuel ran out before they could reach the base. The crew tried to eject. 5 escaped, 2 didn't make it. As the plane fell, it began to break apart mid-air. Both nuclear bombs separated from the aircraft.
The bad news was there were 2 nuclear bombs aboard that plane that were blown out of the bomb bay as if they were launched in an attack.
But both of
Luckily,
them,
both
both
nukes
of them
were fitted
didn't
with
go out.
parachutes.
Yes.
One nuke drifted down and became tangled in a tree in North Carolina.
There was
The other one
explosive
crashed in a
power
farmhouse.
greater than all the bombs ever used on this planet hanging from
This
the
type of
trees
shit I be
in
listening to
Pharaoh.
at
The bomb
work,
squad
Chad. I'm
arrived
telling
and
you.
secured the weapon. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief, but there was still
You
one
can
more
never-
bomb
you can
missing.
never
The
have
second
enough
bomb
knowledge,
was not
man.
as lucky. Its parachute failed to open. The bomb slammed into the ground at full speed. By some miracle, it didn't explode. That was because the
So
impact
obviously, I didn't have
damaged
enough
key
knowledge.
internal parts and stopped it from detonating. But that didn't mean
I
the
said it
threat
slammed
was
into
over.
a
The bomb
farmhouse.
penetrated the ground and was stuck underground. The military rushed to try to get it out.
Why is there?
We started
Never
digging
mind.
first with shovels and then realized this thing is going way, way deep. Shovels
Right.
aren't going to cut it.
More crews arrived with heavy equipment. They dug until they finally reached the weapon. Their first
Bring out the
priority was to
excavator.
check whether it was armed.
He calls up from out of the hole. He says, "Hey,
It was
Lieutenant,
armed.
I
It
just
was
found
one
the
thing
arm
away."
safe switch." I said, "Good." He says, "No, not good. It's on arm."
When the nuke fell, it began its detonation sequence. Almost everything required for an explosion was already activated, except for one switch. If that switch flipped, a
See what I'm
nuclear
saying?
explosion would have happened right there in North Carolina. Eventually, the military recovered
Now the
much
question
of the
becomes is it like it's a paradox. You feel me? I'm gonna ask you this simple question to y'all, okay? Now, I'm not a religious person, right? But we talking about one switch away from kablooey 2 times. Nigga, everybody would have been dead on the East Coast going up to probably Maryland? Probably Maryland? And going down to Florida. Everybody would have been dead, bruh. Everybody would have been dead. And you telling me that one switch didn't flip, and because that one switch didn't flip, everybody didn't die. Okay, so the God question, like, it was that God? Because if that was God, why did he let this happen in the first place? It's like he playing around. It's like he playing around. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? I don't think I'm tripping. I don't think I'm tripping. I think I'm telling the whole truth right now, bro. Just think about it, bro. Just think about it. I don't know. I hit y'all. My bad. I don't know if y'all even heard that.
weapon. However, some portions of the weapon containing uranium were left in the ground. They were buried too deep to be removed safely. To prevent anyone from digging it up, the government purchased part of the site. It was a close call. If either bomb exploded, millions of lives
Both of them would have went
Even
off,
worse,
bro.
the blast might have been mistaken for an enemy attack. U.S. leaders might have responded by launching
Yeah,
nukes at
you
the
know, U.S.
perceived
leaders
enemy.
are stupid
The other
as hell.
side would have responded the same way.
No, I ain't gonna
That
get
chain
into it, though.
reaction could have triggered a global nuclear war, and that could have caused a worldwide catastrophe.
current one's
But
in it.
life went
I ain't
on,
gonna get
and most
into it.
people never knew how close we came to the end of humanity.
Death.
This next
Complete
event wiped
death
out
and
entire
destruction.
cities off the map, and it was invisible.
Invisible.
The illness that wiped out a continent.
Illness?
You've heard about many different deadly diseases.
Yeah.
But the bubonic plague was on a different level. Eventually, people started calling it the Black Death because once someone caught it, they were as good as gone.
Thought he was, you know what I'm saying, gonna get into something we didn't know about.
Had arrived. To understand how one infection nearly destroyed humanity, we need to go back to where it began. In the 1300s, ships were the main way people traveled and traded. When a ship arrived at the port, it usually meant something good was coming. But in October 1347, 12 trading ships arrived in Sicily, and they were carrying death. When inspectors boarded the ships, they found bodies everywhere. The few sailors still alive could barely move. They were infected with a strange disease from another part of the world, and now they brought it to Italy. That illness had many names, but most people called it the bubonic plague. Authorities tried to stop the spread by isolating the sick sailors, but the sailors weren't the real threat. The ships were full of rats, and those rats carried infected fleas.
The bubonic plague is spread by infected fleas that live on the backs of rats.
Yo, how do you kill a bunch of rats? Like, they had guns during this time, but it's like, how do you kill these niggas? I think they had guns. Let's look it up, chat. Let's look it up together. Did they have guns during bubonic plague times? I fucked up one letter. Yes, early firearms existed during the VIDEOOO.
The rats stow away on ships and live within close proximity to humans.
The rats left the ships and entered the city. From there, the disease spread fast.
Yuck.
Some were infected through flea bites. Others caught it after touching someone who was infected.
Once it kind of gets into you, you can spread it to other people.
This wasn't a regular illness. About 60% of infected people passed away. That meant for every 10 people who got sick, only 4 survived.
Up to maybe 60 to 70% of the population died, which is massive. It's absolutely bonkers.
Doctors rushed to find a cure, but they didn't even understand the disease.
What also aided in the transmission of the disease was the lack of medical knowledge.
But it's okay though. They just kept fucking.
Human history, the cause
they just
of
kept fucking. You know what I mean?
Was unknown.
Still, people refused to give up. They tried everything to survive. For instance, many believed the plague was a punishment from God. They tried to earn forgiveness. Groups of people whipped themselves in public, marching from town to town.
Yo, what the hell is this? What is this footage? I just want to know, what is this supposed to be? Like, there's somebody being crucified. Like, there's questions to be asked. I'm asking them. I ain't gonna get answers. And that sucks, but it's okay, bro.
They believed self-punishment would bring mercy. Eventually, so many people joined these rituals that the Pope had to order them to stop. Another story began spreading around that time. It was about 4 thieves who robbed the homes of the sick. Somehow, they were able to get near the infected without catching the disease. The thieves claimed they protected themselves by drinking vinegar mixed with herbs. They also rubbed the mixture on their skin. The thieves were eventually caught. And legend says they traded the recipe in exchange for mercy. That mixture became known as 4 Thieves vinegar. At one point, people even believed money carried the disease. They began washing money with vinegar. But none of these remedies worked. The plague continued to spread.
The plague exploded all across Italy and quickly spread along trade routes across the entire Mediterranean.
Lord, look at that, man. Look at that. That's the entirety of the European continent, bro. That's matter of fact, we gonna play this one just for the souls lost, man. Damn. I mean, shit, and it's cause y'all was living so nasty, bro. Rats can't like live excellently in a horrible place. Y'all was throwing y'all shit out the window, piss out the window. Y'all literally had jobs for people to just come around and scoop up your doo-doo. That's crazy, bro.
Entire villages were wiped out.
Wow.
Thousands of farmers passed away. With no one left to work the fields, crops were never harvested.
Wow.
Food began to run out. So even people who avoided the plague ended up starving. The plague returned again and again over many years. Graves went from hundreds to thousands to millions. Doctors never stopped trying to find a cure, but they needed to protect themselves while treating patients. So during later plague outbreaks, doctors wore long cloaks and bird-like masks. They even stuffed herbs inside the masks to protect them from breathing in the disease. Over time, doctors noticed something important. Isolating the sick slowed the plague down. Quarantine became the only effective means of stopping the spread of the plague.
Authorities in Italy declared that every person with plague be taken out of the city into the fields to to die or to
Put
recover.
that nigga in a camp.
The plague subsided. When it was over, Europe felt hollow.
The BBC says an estimated 25 million people, over a third of Europe's population, succumbed to the plague.
It took centuries for doctors to fully understand what caused the plague.
In 1894, scientists discovered the bacteria behind the plague outbreaks.
That discovery changed the world. It helped shape modern medicine and public health.
Why was the Black Death so deadly? Great question. Basically because there's no antibiotics. That's it.
The plague showed no mercy. If it kept spreading at the same rate for a few more years, humanity might not have survived. This next story reveals how technology almost destroyed life as we know it. The countdown to doomsday.
Huh?
December 31st, 1999 was more than New Year's
Oh,
Eve. To many
Y2K.
people, it was the day modern civilization would collapse.
Elevators may stop. Heat may vanish. Credit cards and ATMs may cease to function.
People were panicking, but they were all
That was on a television show. This is mass hysteria inducing, and they put it on a fucking television show. This is on the History Channel, my nigga. Look at the bottom right.
modern civilization would collapse.
Elevators may stop.
Oh, not History Channel, Nat Geo.
Credit cards and ATMs may.
They got a nigga telling you that your credit cards and your ATMs might not work no more. You might not be able to get money, and your loans that you took out on your credit card or the things that you purchased with your credit, nigga, all that shit might not matter. How am I supposed to feel? What am I supposed to do? You feel me? This is a real show. This is being shown on real television. This is crazy. I don't know what they were saying on local news stations, but bro, for you to be on Nat Geo talking about my credit cards and the ATMs around me may cease to function simply because of a computer code. And they were worried that it was going to be like 1999 and then 2000. That was going to be a problem for the computer. I don't know what the fuck they thought was going to happen. Obviously, they thought the world was going to end. These niggas had real issues, bro. Real issues. I had to think about it for a second, and I'm like, nigga, I wouldn't even be in this position. I would just think for a second. I don't know, though, because like I said, this nigga's on like real television telling you all this shit will probably stop working. Not no, it might. No, it will.
Cease to function.
People were panicking, but they were also preparing. Families stocked up on canned food. Others hid in underground shelters. Some even bought firearms for protection. It was the most anxious night in modern history.
Why y'all
And it
ain't
was all
been had
because
that?
of a computer glitch called the Y2K bug. In the 1970s, computers were very different from what we have today. They were huge, slow, and extremely expensive. One of the highest costs was storage. At the time, data storage in computers was expensive and took a lot of space. To save money, programmers made a decision. Computers would only store the last 2 digits of each year.
Programmers only used 2 digits for 2 reasons. One, they didn't have a lot of memory space for their programs. And secondly, they never imagined their software.
Now, mind you, computers started in the middle of 19 whatever the fuck. So it was never close to like 1901. You know what I mean? So everybody was, they didn't know what the fuck was going to happen when the shit hit 2000. And the world's gonna blow up. Ah! Somebody please help us. Oh my God, let computers be made. Oh, I knew we should have been living off the land, Linda.
Software would last as long as it did.
So the year 1975 was stored as 75. 1989 became 89. For decades, this caused no problems, and society became dependent on computers. Hospitals used computers to monitor patients. Power plants relied on them to generate electricity. Planes depended on software to fly. Even nuclear weapons contained millions of lines of computer code. Simply put, computers ran the world. Then in the early 1990s, someone asked a shocking question.
So why use 4 numbers when you only need 2? And then they recognize, what date is a computer going to think it is when we get to 2000?
The answer was alarming. Computers would record the year 2000 as 00. But to a computer, 00 also meant 1900. That meant time would jump backwards by 100 years. And that jump would make millions of computers glitch and crash all at once.
Explode.
The potential damage
Now, some
could
of
be
them did.
catastrophic.
Some
Most
of them
people
did
had no
fuck
idea
up.
this problem existed.
But
Then
it wasn't
in
a lie.
1993, a software expert published an article warning about the glitch. People read it and
Here they
panicked.
go.
The media amplified the fear.
Now, the
So it was a nigga. So it was a nigga working for a newspaper, of course. TMZ, early TMZ. Look at that. Look at that. Early ass TMZ. Just go ahead. Let me put out something to just instill fear in all the people, get them scared and all this dumbassery. And they now look what happened. All y'all was scared of fucking computers. Now y'all need to be scared of computers, and here y'all is over here looking at damn cats saving a baby out of dumpster. What the fuck are we? What are we talking about, bruh?
Comparing Y2K to a huge natural disaster, like an earthquake, a hurricane, or a tornado.
Hollywood released movies depicting worst-case scenarios.
Y2K, the movie.
There was
What?
even a
Y2K the movie, nigga. I might get faded one day and watch this shit. I also want to get faded one day and watch who that dude? I'm blanking on his name right now. That nigga ass though. His name is Neil something though. Y'all leave it in the comments. I'm blanking on it right now. I know y'all know who I'm talking about. Neil Breen, Neil some. I think that's the commentator, you know, bang, 3 point, you know, I was like, yeah, I think that's him.
Documentary titled
Let me shut the
Y2K
fuck up, bro.
Family Survival Guide. People became convinced the end was near, so they prepared in very different ways. Some got protection.
I'm
not even mad at people believing that the world is going to end. Like, bro, the people that think the world is going to end, now they're right, bro. The people that live in the U.S. anyway, at least, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all are low-key right, bro. I wish I had the funds to get a bunker. Boy, do you know how early I would be living in my bunker? I would be so used to this shit. And I would lock it up for everybody. I don't give a fuck, bro. Nigga, you can come, nigga, this gonna be 60, nah. What's the game called, bro? What's the game called where the bomb get dropped and you gotta get in the bunker? It's gonna be that, bro. It's gonna be that. I promise you. Y'all can bang on the door all you want. I'm gonna be like, I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Others bought enough food to last a year. Religious groups prayed for God's mercy. Even business owners saw an opportunity to profit.
Call now and order your ultimate Y2K survival kit.
But while the world panicked, programmers were trying to solve the problem. Every 2-digit year had to be found and rewritten, and it all had to be done before midnight on December 31st.
Why they never thought about
it was
this?
a race against time. Soon,
That's a problem.
That day was here. December 31st, 1999. Governments around the world were on high alert.
Behind me, you've got representatives of all the government departments here, and they're waiting anxiously. The Department of Health, the DTI, the Treasury, all that kind of thing.
Families stayed home waiting.
Fears of the Y2K bug are keeping many people grounded, and most say they'll settle for being close to home with family and friends.
Eventually, midnight arrived, and the world didn't end.
What happened when the clock struck midnight on January 1st, 2000? Everything actually turned out to be just fine.
But this was not luck. During the 2 years leading up to Y2K, IT professionals spent an average of 70 hours a week rewriting code. It cost between $300 to $600 billion to fix potential problems. But their hard work
I ain't know
paid off.
that.
Planes kept flying, banks stayed open, hospitals kept running, and the Y2K bug did not destroy the world.
So there was legitimately a problem. Like these niggas dead ass needed to fix the fact that there was a 19 and change that bitch to a 20. That's that's insane. And they clocked 70 hours a week to do that, bro. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, bro. Absolutely not. You say 300 billion to 600 billion? I know that was probably in pay, but like, absolutely not. Instead, I'm going to become a hacker. I'm going to become a hacker, and I'm going to figure out how to break this whole system. Let me shut the fuck up.
This next chapter was undoubtedly the deadliest conflict in human history.
Conflict?
The war that almost ended civilization.
War?
A world war is exactly what it sounds like. It's a time when countries in nearly every part of the world
we
are
talking
pulled
about the
into
two?
fighting. So far, it's happened twice. Both times,
We talking about the
destruction
two,
was
huh?
massive. Engineers invented new weapons. Scientists
Are
created
we
deadly
talking about?
poison.
I'm a pre-fire this. Watch this chat. Are we talking about when the dude some system in Russia thought that America had fired off a rocket, but it wasn't aimed at Russia, but the Russian system had picked it up, right? Stay with me. The Russian system picked it up. Everybody in the Russian military wanted to fire a missile at the U.S. and start this bitch, set it off. You know what I'm saying? They was ready to get to it, but one dude said, nah, bro, I ain't gonna do it, bro. I think it was just a mistake, bro. I think it was just a mistake. And I don't think that shit is really aimed at us, bro. I don't think they did that shit on purpose. And that one dude saved a fucking whole nother war from happening and firing off. That's the one that I'm believing this story in being. I'm sorry for saying that, but I just wanna show y'all that, you know what I'm saying, I really got knowledge in these streets.
Spies were sent behind enemy lines.
Now if it's not I'm gonna eat another Carolina Reaper. I'll eat another Carolina Reaper on cam, bro. I'm gonna figure out the cam situation. I'll eat another Carolina Reaper on cam if it's not that situation, bro. I'm telling you right now. Watch.
These piled up. It felt like humanity might destroy itself. During the First World War, more than 15 million lives were lost.
The First World War became what we would call a total war. These nations pitted against each other, millions of men fighting on land, on the sea, in the air.
However, it was the Second World War that almost destroyed civilization. By the time it ended, it wiped out roughly 3% of the world's population, but it could have been much more. It began when Adolf Hitler rose to power in Germany. He wanted to dominate the world,
declaring that the Germans were a superior race that needed living space. Lebensraum. Hitler began to rebuild the German military.
German forces invaded nearby countries. Other nations tried to stop him. Soon it became a global conflict. Millions of innocent people were taken to prison camps. Food became scarce. Civilians lived in constant fear. As the war dragged on, many believed the only way to stop it was to remove the man at the center of it all. People around the world planned ways to assassinate Adolf Hitler, but somehow he kept surviving. One attempt happened in Munich. Hitler was scheduled to give a speech. Before the event, a man planted an explosive device near the stage. He timed it to go off while Hitler was speaking, but Hitler left the building a few minutes early. By the time the explosion occurred, he was long gone. Another time, even Hitler's own officers tried to end him. The most serious attempt happened in July 1944. A German officer carried a briefcase into a meeting with Hitler. Inside was...
Chad, I might be wrong. I might be wrong. I'm not gonna lie. Oh shit.
It's a bomb.
He placed a briefcase with an explosive device next to Hitler and left.
Hitler and his generals were in the room unaware of the danger. Minutes later, the device went off. Several people lost their lives, but Hitler survived again.
A heavy oak table shielded Hitler at the moment of the explosion.
After the incident, Hitler became paranoid. He ordered
keep
mass
oak in my
arrests. Around 5,000 people suspected of plotting against him were arrested. In total, there were at least 42 attempts involving poison, snipers, and bombs. Each one failed. Eventually, Hitler convinced himself that he was protected by fate. That confidence made him careless, and he made terrible decisions. By 1945, Germany was defeated. But in the Pacific, the war was still raging. Then, the deadliest strike of the conflict occurred. In August 1945, atomic bombs were dropped on Japan. A witness described the blast as something out of hell.
The flash radiation of heat from the blast scorched hillsides as far as 8,000 feet away from ground zero.
Thankfully, the war ended before more nukes could be used, because experts warned that a nuclear war would lead to the total extinction of human civilization.
Absolutely.
World War II lasted 6 years. By the end, the world was in ruins. 60 million lives were lost. Nothing since has reached that level of destruction. This next chapter explores a devastating natural disaster you probably never heard of. The year the sun disappeared.
Okay, Chad, he was just talking about World War II in general. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Do I have to eat the Carolina? Bro, I said that on camera. Not on camera, but like, you know, I said that record for, bro, I got to eat a Carolina Reaper again, bro. I'm stupid. I mean, shit. We did hit 700K, niggas. I mean, so I said 700K, 700 subs. Yeah. I gotta put out a proper thank y'all to thank y'all, but thank y'all, bro. We hit 700 subs, bro. That's a W, bro. I really feel like, you know what I'm saying, we could really turn this bitch up. I ain't gonna lie. We can really turn this bitch up if y'all want me to, bro. I mean, shit. Everybody else, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else, I was about to get into a tangent. Let me shut the fuck up, bro. I just got to eat a Carolina Reaper. Thank y'all for 700, man. I love y'all, bro. The year the sun disappeared, bro.
Most people barely notice. But in 1815, one blast was so powerful it nearly ended the world. It didn't just destroy land, it poisoned the sky. The sun
that ain't even in my vocabulary.
And the earth began to freeze. For an entire year, many were sure the end was here. The story begins on the island of Sumbawa in present-day Indonesia. The people there were farmers and fishermen. Their lives depended on sunlight, rain, and healthy crops. At the center of the island stood Mount Tambora. For generations, the mountain was quiet.
Prior to Mount Tambora blowing its top, no one even realized that it was a volcano.
People were so comfortable that they built...
See, bro, if you go bald, you got to get a beard, bro. If you go bald, you got to get a beard. If you just bald with a naked face, oh, man. That's a setup for, like, ultimate failure, bro. Ultimate sadness. Ultimate despair, bro. Like, you might as well just, you know, go on Survivor or something. Like, you got to do something that, like, is putting the ball folk on, you know what I'm saying? You gotta put all your people on, man. All of your people. You gotta do something for them, for the naked face folk. But like, you gotta have a beard, cause now I take this dude serious because he has a beard and his eyebrows are scrunched. You know. Let me shut the fuck up, bro.
Mount Tambora blowing its top, no one even realized that it was a volcano.
People were so comfortable that they built villages.
Nobody
like
went up there or nothing
on the slopes. But deep inside the mountain, pressure was growing. By 1815, Tambora could no longer hold it in. It erupted. Hot lava spewed from the volcano.
The blast caused earthquakes, tsunamis, and pyroclastic flows that decimated the land and took tens of thousands of Indonesian lives.
Witnesses described the eruption as a flowing mass of liquid fire. Thousands of lives were lost. Nearby villages were destroyed. But this local destruction wasn't what nearly ended humanity. The real danger was invisible. Mount Tambora's eruption polluted the sky.
The eruption spewed an unimaginable volume of ash and tens of millions of tons of sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere.
The ash and sulfur gases were so high that rain couldn't wash them away.
The ash cloud generated by the volcano made its way to the stratosphere, reflecting incoming sunlight and cooling the Earth.
Those particles spread and blocked substantial amounts of sunlight from reaching Earth's surface. Less sunlight meant less heat. Slowly, the planet began to cool. At first, people only noticed colder days, but within months, it became clear something was very wrong because the weather stopped.
Fuck you mean
sense.
The planet? This is one volcano.
Known as the year without a summer, because that year the seasons were unpredictable. Snow fell in June. The frost destroyed crops in July. By August, the fields were frozen, and there was no summer that year.
Europe, China, and even North America all experienced below average temperatures that year.
Look at all that
entire
water.
Harvests were ruined.
Food shortages spread across
y'all
the
think
world.
Luffy
People
went across some water bigger than my fault.
Even broke out. In Asia, heavy rains caused floods, and in India, new diseases began to spread. It was chaos, all because one volcano erupted. Thankfully,
that's what I'm saying. One volcano. I ain't gonna lie, that shit, that's big as fuck. Man, that's like this one bitch I met. My fault. Listen, let me keep going.
Time to ash and
bro, look at the clouds. The clouds, like the clouds are surrounding it, my nigga. That's how high it is, bro. The clouds are getting cut. The clouds are getting cut, my nigga. Like, that's insane.
Effects didn't last forever. Over time, the ash and sulfur slowly fell back to Earth. Sunlight returned, temperatures slowly rose. By 1818, the seasons were acting normally again. Crops grew back and foods returned. Against the odds, humanity survived.
No,
this next chapter is about a man who had a 50-50 chance of saving the world.
A man with 50-50?
Right. How one man saved the world.
Okay.
In most jobs, making a mistake can get someone fired. At worst, a company loses money. But in September 1983, one man was...
I ain't gotta eat a hot pepper, bitch. I ain't gotta eat one. I ain't gotta eat one. He still brought that hoe up. I might have been wrong on the pre-fire. Actually, you know what? I'ma still eat the pepper. I was wrong on the pre-fire. He brought it up later. That's some bullshit, ain't it? Oh, that's some fuckery. All right, fuck it then. Shit, I'm a real nigga at the end of the day. I'm gonna eat that pepper on camera.
Attempted to make a mistake at work, and if he did, the world would have gone up in flames. Literally. His name was Stanislav Petrov. He was a lieutenant colonel working in a Soviet military command
Shout
center.
out to bro.
His job was to monitor an early missile warning system.
My bad,
the
Janky. I took
scanned
your
the
shit.
skies for missiles heading toward the Soviet Union. If it detected an attack, Petrov had to immediately report it to his superiors. Soviet leaders would then decide whether to fire their own nuclear weapons at the enemy. Petrov's job was crucial. If a real attack happened and he didn't report it, millions could die. If he treated a false alarm as real, the result could be the same. On September 26, 1983, Petrov arrived for a shift like any other day. He sat at his console and reviewed some files. Suddenly, the alarms went off. The system detected a missile launch.
The siren sounded very loudly, and I just sat there for a few seconds.
Look at the dog. Look at the dog.
Launch, displayed in bold red letters.
Petrov checked the screen. It showed 5 missiles heading toward the Soviet Union. Petrov knew the procedure. He was supposed to report the alert immediately.
It was a glitch, Chad. It was a
glitch. He kept staring at the screen and started thinking, why only 5 missiles? A real nuclear strike would begin with hundreds. It would be designed to destroy the country in one massive hit. Petrov also knew the missile warning system was not 100% foolproof. It could potentially have an error.
He had a choice to make. Should he pick up the phone and advise a retaliation strike against the United States? He doesn't have much time to make a decision.
Petrov felt he needed more information. He remembered that ground-based radar could confirm incoming missiles. He checked the radar reports. It showed no missiles. At that point, Petrov had only seconds to make a decision. If he reported the attack as real and it wasn't, the Soviet Union might launch its own missiles. The United States would retaliate, and the world could end in a nuclear war. Petrov made his choice.
And then I made my decision. I would not trust the computer. I picked up the telephone handset, spoke to my superiors, and reported that the alarm was false.
Man, sometimes you just need an old nigga at your job, bro. You just need an old nigga that don't trust none of the technology. None of the technology. He don't trust that shit. He don't trust this shit as far as he can throw a cinder block, bruh. He cool on it. He cool on it. Sometimes you just need a nigga that say, man, fuck this computer shit. I don't want to learn it. I don't trust this shit. AI, artificial intelligence, not real intelligence.
For reporting that the system was giving false information, Petrov waited. If he was wrong, he would know soon. A nuclear strike would hit within minutes. 23 minutes later, nothing had happened. The early missile warning system was wrong. Those 5 missiles didn't exist. Later, investigations revealed the false alert was caused by a malfunction of the satellite. The satellite mistook sunlight reflecting off the clouds for missiles.
Nigga, what? We could have died from the sun? We could have died because of the sun? I would have never been born. I would have never been born. They would have sent a missile barrage at the U.S., brother. All of my folks would have been gone, perished. All of your folks, gone, perished. All of your folks, gone, perished. Yeah, you thought I didn't see you in the back. I see you watching this video, too. Yeah, absolutely. Subscribe on your own account, nigga, and like the video on both of y'all accounts. Yeah, yeah.
Petrov's commanders never rewarded him for saving the world from nuclear
Never
war.
rewarded him? Oh, nah, I would have quit. I'd have quit. Fuck y'all niggas. I made the grand decision, the greatest decision of them all, damn near, to say, I ain't gonna report to y'all niggas because I think this computer shit fake. And then it turns out the computer shit was fake. The nigga said, these sun rays, they a little bit too intense for me, brother. It looks like flames from a missile. Hey, these niggas done fired 5 of them hoes at us. We got to do something. And you sit there and you say, I don't believe you, brother. I don't think they would do that. Just 5? Just 5? Do they know how big Russia is? Just 5 of them? I don't think it's right. And then you make the right call, and then your boss say, you still a hoe ass nigga at the end of the day. What the fuck is you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Give me my money. Give me more. Give me more money. I am smarter than all of you niggas. All of you niggas wanted to die. All of you niggas wanted to die. All of you niggas wanted me to come to you and say, America fired 5 missiles. Five. And y'all wanted to go to war. Y'all wanted to die. I don't understand, man. Do y'all not like y'all wife, y'all kids, and things of that nature? Y'all just hate them or something? Like y'all ain't want to go home? Like, that's stupid, bro. And you just not even gonna reward me for my nigga, above excellence of decision making, bro. My ability to read the situation correctly. Oh my goodness. I'm gone. I'm gone. Y'all niggas don't deserve me.
The military even knew what happened.
What y'all
Almost a
talking
decade
about?
Later, a former commander revealed the story in an interview. Western media picked it up, and reporters began searching for Petrov. By then, he was an old man living in a small
he's a
apartment.
fucking
Before
hero.
long, he became known as the man who saved the world.
Right.
Petrov received hundreds of letters of recognition from all over Europe.
My
but
brother,
he
my
never
brother is
why.
a hero.
He said he had just been doing his job.
Hollywood made films and documentaries about him. He received an award at the United Nations. He was celebrated as a hero until his last breath.
The
When he
Soviet
passed.
colonel who famously saved the world from nuclear war has passed away.
The scariest part about these near extinction events is that most people
When he
have no
passed.
idea how close we came to the end. We walk through life thinking we're safe, but the truth is we are more fragile than we think. So my friends, be grateful for everything you have today, because tomorrow isn't guaranteed. Visual Venture.
I'm gonna make you guaranteed. That's the problem. You don't know my power. I gotta wait for what?
Before you go, make sure you guys watch my video about evil
human experiments that actually happened. Poisoned kids with the bear from Ted as the thumbnail. Great video, Visual Venture. You know, y'all always do excellent over there. Great narration as usual. I haven't seen this fit that you're wearing in your profile picture down here. I need to see that. I need to see more fits from you. I'm not gonna lie, it looks like this one has a couple of holes in it. I didn't want to say anything the entire video, and we all know the hat, you know, but hey man, if y'all enjoyed my fault, bro. If y'all enjoyed the video, like the video, man. Subscribe if y'all fuck with the vibe. Of course, original video is in the description. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one, bro. Peace.